Okay, it's recording. Hello and welcome to the Aldature campaign. I'm your host and GM Nineveh, and with me are Kathea and Soinnarios. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, this is Kathea.
And I'm Soinnarios. Welcome.
Sweet. Okay, we just got through our second take of that, but I think everything is recording now. It seems to be recording, so good catch, Soinnarios, on that. So last time we were together, we went to Aldature on a quest, and we're talking to people, which is a lot of what we're doing. So who can kind of recap for us real quick? I know it's been a minute.
Well, we are in a, I'm not going to call it a fetch quest, for our cohort and buddy from our tribe, Orstar, because he wants to marry a girl, which is all fine and good. But since we are matriarchal and we send our men out, and I think she's from a patriarchal one where they send their girls out, the women out, they're kind of stuck in a place of who absorbs the couple that they shouldn't. So he's trying to find a good gift to convince her tribe clan to let him in. So we're helping him out with that. And so we thought, oh, we'll get something from the dwarf, Sidlian. Sorry for my
Pretty
enunciation.
close.
And so we thought, oh, we'll go to Altar and check things out. And so we have Eleanor, our little Lanker, my friend, and she's researching things while we were socializing. And I happen to Soinnarios has to happen to check out our Light Fist, the Humilian Rune Lord that is a potential suitor, and get some help from him in a good direction to a Shalana Arroy guy who met the dwarf years ago. And so now we're trying to find a good gift to give to the dwarf so we can get a good gift from the dwarf for Orstar to get married.
Right. Gifts for gifts. And do you recall what the Chalana Arroy's recommendation was?
I've got several down. One
Okay.
is I have, repair something that's broken, Dragon Bone. There's another thing down here. I have something shield from looks like Stag Shield or Star Shield.
Stag Shield is the clan south of yours that you're allied to.
Oh, and that's the one. Is that the one that Okay. Got it. Reading it now, just my notes made it sound like it was a item.
Right. So I think
yeah, we have something about repair something broken.
right. So some of his suggestions were to repair a broken part of the world somehow or fix something that's wrong with it, which is hard to do. Um Anything novel, like truly new to the dwarf would be interesting, but he's very old and pretty wide reaching, so it would also be hard to do. And then the third suggestion was Dragon Bone. That he's always interested in Dragon Bone, which is also hard to find, but less like. I mean, you either know you have it or you don't. You don't have to spend a lot of time hunting around trying to figure out, is it new to him? Is it fixed? Was it broken? Like, it does seem like the most concrete. You do live in Dragon Pass.
So we have Dragon Bones around.
Sometimes.
I felt like we had a concrete place we were headed, but maybe we didn't. We did?
You were going to, well, kind of. You were going to go back to the library to meet up with your Link or My follower,
Oh, so we hadn't reconnected with her yet.
Mardina. You were going to meet up with Mardina to see what she had learned doing research, see if she figured out anything helpful. So do you two go to do that at this point? It's kind of evening-ish, so late afternoon.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so you'll go to the Link or My temple, which if you guys still have that map, it should be linked in our chat. The Link or My temple is in the temple court, and it's just a little box. It doesn't have a full, like, Y-shaped temple because it's not very big. Yeah, they're still adding on. They'll add on the wings later on. Cool. So, you go to the little temple for Linkermai. It is like the base of the Y of the True Throne, and you get passage in. You just when you go in, like there's like a little scribe, who kind of sits near the door and is writing constantly. But he looks up when you come in and asks you what your business is.
Looking for Mardina, one of our clans. plans, people.
He pauses for a moment. Like, you can kind of see his eyes tracking around, like he's thinking about, like, trying to remember what's happened today. And then he goes, "Oh yes, I remember her. She's in the stacks, so you can meet her there. So this building is kind of tall. So like there is a second floor that has the actual like scrolls and ledgers and different records in it. So it's not a complete Y, but it is a decent building. So you can just go upstairs and track her down. It's not a big collection. Like, it's a good sized room, but it's not like a large library. There are lots and lots of scrolls, but they are kind of just piled up and sat on cases and shelves and stuff. It's easy to track her down once you go up the level. So she's sitting at a little desk, and she has like a few scrolls open, and she's sort of reading through them. You can see her sort of mouthing the words along as she goes. Are either of you literate? I feel like I should ask that.
Let me see. I don't recall being literate.
Let's see. It would be under knowledge for your sheets. You'd have to read write.
I can read write Karshite.
Okay, that's
Mine
not bad.
has
I mean, that's definitely something.
No,
Mine has a 0 on it, so if we were supposed to start with something, I did.
I don't think you were. With the soldier background, like the military background, you might not. So you might not be literate. And that's okay. Most people aren't. Soinnarios is a little bit literate. You've probably learned to read temple records.
You know your letters.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can read. You have to say the words aloud. Mardina can read just by mouthing the words.
Because she's really smart.
She is. It's reading silently is a little miraculous. It's not a common trait historically among the literate. So not everybody can do it. It's not special in the modern age. All right, so she's reading, and you can see her clearly. She's pulled some notes together from different sources. But when you enter, she looks up at you and she says, "I hope you've had more luck than me."
We're depending on you.
You had one job to do.
She's been doing it.
We brought you for one thing, to answer questions. We can't figure out the answers. No, I ask her, "What'd you find?"
Right. She can confirm a lot of what you've heard through hearsay about Isidilian, as far as he is a dwarf. He lives in the dwarf mine. She knows how to get to the dwarf mine. She found a map.
That's worthwhile.
She can confirm that he's generally understood to be friendly, that he is a trader, that he likes to give gifts. He can be very generous. It seems like very occasionally someone will go trade with him and never come back, but that doesn't seem to be a trait of his. It's not like she thinks maybe someone, if you're real stupid, basically, that maybe you don't get to come back. But if you mind your manners, you'll be fine. It's kind of reading between the lines. It's her impression. Otherwise, she knows he wants things, but she's having a hard time pinning down good ideas, which is that she thinks you can do. But if you put your heads together, I'm sure you'll figure something out. So do you share your list of things that you got via socialization with her?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so she kind of she strokes her little wilting ivy beard while she's thinking, and then she says, "I think we can probably find some dragon bone, or at least go to where some should be. No promises that we can actually get it, but I know at least I have some ideas."
Such as
well, I need to look in the scrolls, but I know that there are dead dragons in Dragon Pass, and I know that the bone hills are supposed to be made of dragon bone, right? But they're obviously not all bone, or else this would be really easy, and the dwarf probably wouldn't need us for it. So let me dig around, and I'll try to figure something out. But it's gonna take a little bit. Can we stay here overnight, maybe, and I can do that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think we're in any rush, are we?
Okay, she looks relieved. Okay, Orstar's cool with it. She looks relieved, and she'll start now. She has a few hours before it gets dark, and it gets expensive to do research at night because she has to buy candles. But she can research until it gets dark, and then she'll stop.
Right. Sounds
So
good.
she'll stay for a bit. Orstar and Elendor will also stay with her just to provide moral support and go fetch scrolls. I don't think either of them are. Well, yeah, neither. Orstar can read a little, but just trade talk. So he's not super helpful here, but he can at least like carry scrolls and stuff. And Elendor can't read at all, but they're saying just to be moral support, basically. If you two want to arrange lodgings,
Yeah, let's do that.
you might try. So one thing you can do is so again, looking at the map, the section labeled Old Town. So some of these buildings are tribal buildings. So Aldature is not just a city in the Vantaros, it's also your confederation's seat. So every tribe has representation here, and every tribe has some um, housing and storage structures here, so that they can house like people whenever they have assemblies or come together to declare war as a confederation or muster an army. So there are facilities here that are staffed. You could all stay in the Toftoros Hall, which would be like the building next to the building that doesn't look quite square on that upper row. You go 29 and then go over. There's a building. There's like an alley between two buildings.
Yep.
You'd be the building on the left. The other building would
Right.
be yours as well, but it would be a storage building for
We'll go-
goods.
We'll go over there and see if we can secure a place for, what do we have, 5 of us? 5 of us.
Yes.
For the
Yes.
evening.
It's an auspicious number. Not as auspicious as 7, but we're doing what we can.
We can count the mounts.
Yeah,
don't know.
you didn't want to bring the Armali, so.
Yeah, that would have only been 6.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a Thane here, Thane Ingaros. He is a member of the Stag Shield because the current queen of the Toftaros is a Stag Shield clan member. So she sent a Thane to look after these buildings, and he takes official business, so he can remember requests and hold items and stuff. He's probably a little bit literate, so he could write a receipt or something if necessary. But he marks that you've come. It's customary to pay to stay at the hall, just like a couple silver. And Orstar is good for it, already in your heart. Like,
oh, so Orstar will pay for it.
Yeah, it's his adventure. He just, like,
we're the sidekicks.
Yeah, it's his quest. You're just the muscle and stuff. So, so he'll cover the money when it's time. He'll pay you back for sure.
Orstar's the real Agora.
Yeah, he's the Agrath. Like, he's why not? Anyways, so the Thane will he'll tell you a room that you can use to stay in. So this is like a large structure, and there's the front of it, like the front third or so, is a single story, and then there's a second story in the back 2/3, and that's where most of the rooms are. So he just tells you a room, like, go down the hall and the third door on the right. That's your room.
Try to chat up the Thane a bit and see if we can. Well, I mean, that's.
And see what?
Well, just to make a connection there. I mean, part of our
Yeah, for
tribe,
sure.
but also part of the clan that Orstar is trying to marry into. So if we make a favorable opinion, that might help.
Definitely true. Yeah. So he'll talk to you for a bit. He's interested to know why. You're both fairly young, so he's kind of curious about what you're doing.
Actually,
in the city.
Unless there's a good reason, I don't see any reason to hide it. So I mean, I think if we put it out there, he'd understand why.
Yeah, for sure. So do you tell him you're helping Orstar get married? Do you tell him you're trying to help one of your clanmates get married into his clan? Do you tell him you're looking for Dragonbone?
I actually tell him that we have a clan member wants to marry. It's true love and seems worthwhile supporting. But of course, they don't fit into either clan, so we're trying to see if there's a way we can help that along. I also thought he might have an idea if he's a good person and says, "Oh, that's sweet."
Yeah, he thinks that's you kind of sits back and gives you like a little, like a friendly smile and says, "That's a noble sentiment. It sounds like your young friend has designs on an impressive gift. Though I suppose enough gold will always move things."
Unless there's a reason in Soinnarios not to, I'll go ahead and talk about the fact we're thinking about heading off with the dwarf.
Yeah, his eyebrows shoot up when if you mention
Yeah.
that. Soinnarios, I guess
I'll
you have
just
a
mention
veto.
that was the idea that was brought to us, and of course we'll convey the fact that the idea of going off on a quest like that has her excited, anyways.
Right? Yeah. Once you.
It doesn't take a lot to get
Mhm.
her to go. Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, his eyebrows shoot up, and he's like, "Oh, he's your friend, and you are very bold indeed. Like that has the makings of something interesting, or possibly
But,
dangerous."
well,
No, he's a good Orlanthe. He's all down for a little adventure now and then.
see where I go on.
He's like, "You're, no, he doesn't want to go. He's got responsibilities, but I was young once. I remember what it's like."
You have to go out in the world.
Yeah, he was. Though in my case, I just stole 3 cattle and gave them as a dowry. But still,
Yeah.
just there were poems sung.
I mean, I suppose I could go ahead and convey the fact that, well, yeah, I mean, we've stolen cattle.
Yes, we are also cattle raiders.
We've also killed men in battle.
True.
Don't know if I just want to throw that out there, but if it comes up, I'm not going
No.
to hide shy from it.
Fair enough.
No.
Roll. Just give me a charm check to see how you navigate these waters. He does seem to like you.
Charm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. Where is? Oh, it would be under communicate. Oh, charm is actually a skill.
Yes.
It's a new one.
You have in fact
You're-
used it before.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that because it says check next to it. Unfortunately, this time I did fail my charm. I rolled a 75.
Okay. So at some point while you're telling stories about the things you've done, even though the list is short, you feel like maybe you were a little too casual about, "Oh, also I killed some people," or you said it too bluntly because the conversation turns a little more stilted. It's like he doesn't quit talking to you or anything, but suddenly there's like this tiny distance in between the two of you that you're having. You can feel it a little bit. Like,
This is probably some. I feel with this 86th death hanging around me that I'm probably going to be a little too casual about this for a lot of people.
yeah, and it's
Well,
on your
yeah, there's-
mind, like, so it's something you might revisit a little too quickly for people because it's something that your character is obviously thinking about.
Just comes naturally to her.
That is how it goes. All right, so yeah, that conversation will continue as long as you can carry it. He is friendly and polite, and he doesn't like I say, he doesn't run you off. You just can feel a little strain there. Soinnarios, do you like intervene here, or do you just kind of like watch? Like,
Well, I watch in horror as.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Like the stories of Urox going into Ronaldo's fine pottery storage areas and pantries. No, actually, I do want to maybe try to change the direction a little bit.
Okay.
Just kind of socialize, but say, hey, Orstar is looking at this particular girl and her family. How well do you know them, and what are they like? And we think highly of Orstar, so we want to make sure. And of course, being from your clan, she's esteemed, but making sure that they're a good match or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you would know, of course, that he's courting a young lady named Minara, Men for short. You would know her. You've probably seen her a few times over the course of your life at tribal gatherings or fairs, market days, stuff like that. You not closely, but you would probably you could put a face to a name at least.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll charm just to see how you do. Like,
Do better than me.
I rolled a 10.
oh, that is pretty good. That's a
Against a
success.
23. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a success. Awesome. So you step in you find an awkward pause and just wedge in there, and change tack, and you can sense that the Thane is a little relieved to have more casual conversation. Yeah, not that he's like a stranger to battle or anything. Most people have shed blood, but yeah. So he kind of he says she's young. She says I know her parents. They're good solid people. They have a farm, right? Like they grow crops. They're Carl's. So I've been on a couple cattle raids with her father. Yeah. So solid but not so out of character. Solid but not he's not saying this, I'm just summing up. She's her family's solid, but they're not like your family, you know? Like they're not nobles or anything like that. Like they're not part of a bloodline, they're just like solid people.
That's fair. Not everybody is.
Is that good enough for our friend?
He's a really
You have
good
to
guy.
break up the marriage. Yeah.
What's that?
You have to break up the marriage. Quick.
Challenge Minara to combat to protect Orstar's honor.
And she would lose. She would lose. That's unfortunate. All right, no, so yeah, that yeah. So he kind of chats with you about them for a while, and then given the timing and stuff, he'll offer you some food, which is just part of the back area is a kitchen. So like his wife would be running that. So she's made like stew and bread and just probably some cheese and beer. Right. I would have assumed you told them where you were going before you went, just because it makes sense. Yeah. So eventually, yeah. Once you guys will eat, and then eventually they'll kind of come in kind of late in the evening as the sun, like it probably is just getting dark. It seems like from what you hear as they're walking up, it seems like Elendor basically forced them to leave so that they could get here before it got dark. Like we're not walking down the city streets at night.
Smart.
Yeah. So
It's the brains of the group, or the practical brains.
yeah, poor Mardina's like my books, my scrolls. But yeah, so they will come in and join you. They'll get food pretty much immediately and start to eat. And they're eating, you're probably finishing up. Mardina does okay. One, I'm imagining her trying to eat stew with this ivy beard strapped to her face, and it's funny. Like, so I just want to share that.
Probably developed a skill to this because it's not that unusual for us. But yes,
she's only been wearing this beard for about 3 seasons, so like she's your age roughly. Yeah, so there's going to be some difficulty. But yeah, it's funny to me. So anyways, she explains as she's trying to navigate that she has already found a couple of scrolls. She left a little pile with one of the sages that she can go through tomorrow. And then she has some leads. So she thinks that the Bone Hills are a dragon, or were a dragon. They're now a dragon body. The Bone Hills, and here she lectures. She thinks you don't know this already. You may or may not. The Bone Hills are the hill range that kind of separates your plateau from the Dinacoli to your south. So if you look at the map, there's like that ridge kind of from the Skull Ruins over to where it says Farplace. That ridge is like a hilly range that rises. So you're set up on a high plateau. To your west and north, that plateau is steep. Like it's a drop off. There are cliffs and waterfalls. To your south, it's more of just a hilly range that kind of rises up to your height. And then below you are the Donald Flats of the Dinacoli, which is a fairly smooth and lower elevation chunk of land. Yes. They definitely have the better farmland. So the Skull Ruins are supposed to be the head of that dragon. It's like a hill. And then the line of hills, it's like a huge hill. And then that line of hills is supposed to be its body. And from what she read, Orlanth killed this dragon during the god time. And when it thrashed, like he like crushed its head, stepped on its neck, and so when its body was thrashing, it like scooped the plains flat and pushed all that debris over to make the far place plateau. She thinks so. Yeah, she has more reading to do, but that's what she thinks happened. She thinks the skull is probably your best bet, just because it's this huge, like still identifiable as a skull. Hill. Yeah, just take the whole hill, just strap it to your waist and walk on over to Dwarf Mine.
Fetch quest. You always have a wagon behind you.
You need a lot of wagon for a hill. But yeah, so she needs to like do a little more digging tomorrow, but she'll probably be ready after that. She needs to figure out exactly what you're looking at as far as the skull goes, and if it is the best place, and try to suss out a few more facts about it, just so she has an idea what you're all getting into.
I would feel guilty about not helping her, and the fact that I can't read. So
You're like, well, I will just hang out.
it's gotta be something else to do.
Reading is a gift in this setting. It's okay that you can't read, but feel free to learn to be literate.
It'd be a winter task.
All right, so if you don't have anything else to add to the conversation as far as like pertinent facts or requests for research, we'll just move on to the next day.
Okay.
Cool. So it is now Wednesday. So this is Orland's holy day of the week. Death Week, Earth Season. All right, Mardina goes back, and by lunch, she'll be ready to kind of tell you what she's figured out. I'm just gonna make a roll for her to see if she gets anything extra outside of what you absolutely have. Nope. She did her best. If you wouldn't have taken her with you, this whole thing would be much more complicated.
This is why we brought the brains.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I'm rolling for her, it's more of a, like, did she learn, like, an extra detail or something, a pertinent shortcut or something, but she is just able to peruse the stacks and figure some stuff out. So she'll meet back up with you outside the temple. You guys will meet her. When you go to meet her, like, when it's time to meet her, she's, like, already sitting outside. She's found, like, a flatbread. You don't know how she got it. There aren't any vendors around, but she has one. And she's eating it while she sits there.
She's getting crumbs in her beard.
Yeah. So that's going on. But she looks pleased with herself, and she tells you that so you're the whole group would be back now. So Orstar's here, Elendor. And she'll tell you that she thinks you should definitely go to the skull ruins because there has been so she says, like, Arnulf the Wanderer's saga says that there was dragon bone retrieved there before. Like, so that there should still be some accessible.
Well, let's head off to the skull ruins.
Yeah, and then she further adds that she's seen a couple of sketches of it. They're terribly inaccurate, she thinks, because they don't agree with each other. But they both show a hill that has like 5 caves in it. And she knows the caves' names, which may or may not be useful. So, the big cave is called the Maw. There are 2 smaller caves above it called the Lug and Snorter. And then there are 2 large holes near the peak of the hill called Left Eye and Glarer. So there's definitely holes that you can go poke around at.
We can go explore the dungeon.
Absolutely. And she further adds that since she's had access to some maps of the area, that she knows how to get to the dwarf mine. She knows where, like, how there are a couple of routes you could take to get to the skull ruins. So you could backtrack to Herring Green if you're looking at your little map, and that would take a couple days, and then another day of going through Dinacoli lands. For reference, there are 2 clans in this tribe that hate you. The Emerald Swords and the Rain something. Do my best here.
The ones we would be crossing.
The Rain Blossom. No, that's the good news. You don't actually have to cross either of their clan lands. But they're allied. They were both allied to the Mandarin. You might face some resistance from other clans in the tribe.
What about a
anyways, just out
straight
of general
south?
enmity. The other option is to drop straight south into the Dragon Newt Wilds
That sounds kind of
and
interesting.
kind of walk through there and then hit the Skull Ruins from that side. And that would, so on this map, that purple line I put probably shouldn't encompass the Skull Ruins. It should probably kind of,
Yeah,
um,
got it. They're
it
not
should
really part of the
fade.
identical.
Like there should probably be a gradient there of like lessening control, instead of just a hard line. But like, yeah, the Skull Ruins are probably nominally part of the Dragon New Wilds. So they don't have, the Dinacoli do not influence a lot of control over it.
I kind of like the idea of trying to go straight south from
Okay.
the high ground and onto the Skull Ruins. That doesn't cut across the Dinacoli land. I know
It's the
probably a little
fastest
hard.
way too. It'll only take a day, as opposed to like 3-ish.
There's probably a downside to it, but I don't see it right now.
It's the Dragon New Wilds. That's the downside.
We're not really going through them, aren't we? Up in our own lands until about the time we get to the Skull Ruins, anyways.
Nah, if you drop straight south,
Yeah.
you'll like your border is the black line, so you'll pop like after about 2 hexes, you'll drop
So
into
we have-
into the Dragon New Wilds, and then you'll have another couple
We have a hex.
2.5-ish hexes in the Dragon New Wilds. So you
But one of
will have
them
to
is the
risk an
Skull
encounter with
Ruins.
Dragon Newts, but it's definitely the fastest way.
Yeah, those can be entertaining though. Not that
Sure.
not that Kathea knows that.
So yeah, it's up to you. The group will kind of discuss it. If you discuss it for long, like Orstar kind of just starts like you start noticing like Orstar and Mardina are both kind of just looking at the two of you, like
What?
like what do we do? What's you're the adventurers. What do we do?
No, I wasn't going to discuss long. I was already there.
Yeah.
I was ready to go straight south. This Soinnarios is good with it, and I wasn't.
Right.
You good with that? Oh, tedious debate.
Oh goodness, yeah. That's probably the proper response.
Because neither route's good. The Dragon Newts could be positive, it could be negative. I've heard all kinds of stories about Dragon Newts, and you never really know what you get with them until you're past them.
It's true. They're like a box of chocolates in that way.
Without the charm of Tom Hanks. But then the Dinacoli would probably harass us and at most ransom us.
That's what I thought. The Dinacoli seemed like a known risk. The Dragon Newts are potentially even worse, but potentially good, and potentially we just won't run into them at all.
Yep, and we are freshly minted adults, so why not risk Dragon Newts?
We're freshly minted adults and still teenagers, and so we aren't that.
You're fine.
We are technically
You'll all
adults.
be fine.
Yeah, we are technically adults. I say we go south. What's the worst that could happen?
Party
We end the
wipe.
campaign.
Yeah, just new characters, right? Like,
Okay.
It's all good. That's always the worst case scenario, though, is party wipe. So,
Yeah. I mean, I like my character. I don't want her to die.
I like
She
your
does
character too. I like both your characters. Okay, so if you want to head south, the thing to do at this point, just to avoid having to camp overnight, is probably to stay in town for the rest of the day and then jet off the next day.
Let's do that.
Okay, cool. So once that decision is made, Lindor will absent themselves to go to the Vingan rites that night, and then
Well, it makes sense. We stay too. She would probably want to do that anyways.
Right, and then you'll meet up the next day.
And I am resisting the urge to see if Harvard would want to go with us. I think that would overshadow the Orstar stuff.
True. Plus, he's a busy man.
You can bring that up later. You made your initial try.
Yeah.
Contact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So now on Fire Day of Death Week, which is actually Yolorna's sacred day.
So
for the
it's
week.
a perfect
Like the
day
weekly.
to go because
it's Fire Day of Death
it's
Week
a holy day.
of Earth. Yeah, so it's a minor holy day for you. So you can set out and do that. So it's pretty cool. It's auspicious, maybe. All right, so you'll
I
travel
think so.
more or less due south, cutting across Vantaros lands. You have no problems. You maybe bump into a couple people here or there, but everyone kind of is used to travelers. It's not a big deal. You just kind of wave at people, or they might ask you briefly, like, "Hey, what ho traveler?" type things, but nothing that really impedes you at all. by
We're headed.
lunch, you need to, like, around midday, you're needing to navigate the descent on into the Dragoon Wild. So you kind of come to a point where you're sort of at the like where the steep area sort of meets the hills and then descends into something like traversable. There is a river cutting through it. So there are some rapids here, like it's like a cataract, but there's no like waterfall. So you are able to walk down it.
We can walk
Just
horses down it. Okay.
yeah, you're gonna walk your horses down. So just make like the world's easiest climb roll for me. Just throw climbs for both of you, just to make sure that things are okay. This is
I succeeded even without the world's easiest climb roll.
wow, good job.
Just enormous success.
Oh,
Yeah.
8.
08?
That's better than me.
Is that
That'd
a
be a
special?
Yes.
That's 20%.
Good work. Cool. So yeah, so you both do very well at getting everyone down. You have no troubles with any sort of the dampness or like slippery rocks or anything like that. It's really not like you're trying to keep your feet as you descend, so climbing seems most appropriate. But it's not like you're like scaling anything. You're just trying to control your descent down some wet, slippery rocks and stuff. But you make it fine, and your horses are fine. So by around, like I said, around midday, you'll have gotten down into the Dragoon Wilds. So visually, nothing's really all that different from any other part of Dragon Pass. Like you're in a lower area that's a little less hilly. It's got some tree cover, but a lot of open ground, a lot of like little thickets and things, and then some tall grass and like kind of rolling hills. So make whoever's between the two of you, whoever has the best hide, and then whoever has the best move silently, just roll both of those.
I have 28 and a 30 in those. Since you
Okay, so
asked.
Go for it.
yeah, it looks like your category modifier is much better.
I'm doing hide, which I failed,
Okay.
but I did make a successful move quietly.
Okay, cool. So check both of those.
Right.
And then since you failed the hide, what happens is this kind of sets the timing for when you have a problem. Potential problem. Let's see
An
how it goes.
encounter.
They're going to be
Encounter.
friendly. We're
Oh.
going to be our friends. Maybe. We have a pretty good group of warriors, don't we?
They're not bad.
I guess we got 3 of us.
Mardina has seen combat.
Yes, seen it. I think it's the correct word.
Witnessed it, yes.
She wounded
Orstar's
somebody.
Orstar's
Right.
probably not great in scrap either, but Elendor's
No, when you had your tribal war, like your clan war, he was a helper.
I was
not-
a helper too.
Yeah, but you were a warrior. A helper is more like someone who kind of hangs back and
I'm
does
trying to
the
roll
non-combat
back my
tasks.
faux pas of over talking about murdering people.
Righto. Okay. So, at some point after the descent, like you're tired, so you stop, probably to eat, drink some water, take a break, right? And
Yep.
when as you're all sitting there, like you
Quietly,
hear,
but not hidden.
yeah, like you hear a little. If you had failed the quietly, instead, you would have met them on the move. Like, and if you had succeeded at both, you wouldn't have met anyone at any point. And if you failed at both, then you would have had, like, unfortunately, 2 encounters.
As I skill check hunt.
Yeah, you're getting better. Like, this'll.
No,
it's all good.
Do we do any perception?
No one's sneaking up on you, so just chillax. Like, so as you're doing this eating and stuff, like you look up and you see a dragon newt. Like, you think it's a dragon newt. You've probably never actually seen one before. You've heard about them.
Maybe
so-
our sage will know more about them and be able to tell us. Yes.
Maybe. So this dragon newt in front of you is like it's a little ways off. It's like a large like humanoid lizard person, right? So it's got scales and like scoots on its belly and like a big tail, clawed hands, draconic looking face.
Bigger than us.
This one is probably around the same size as you.
I do
I
have
would
my
say.
bow in hand with an arrow, but I have it down, not pointing
Mhm.
at it. And I call out to it a greeting. I mean, I guess Tarshite
Right.
or,
Okay. It
or trade talk.
right. So like when you see it, it's just standing there, and when you call
Yeah.
out to it, you said trade talk.
What's everybody think? Trade talk better than Tarshite? It's a general greeting, probably. Yeah, I'll just do a general friendly greeting, like
Okay. So you,
hello. Okay.
right, makes sense. So you call out to it, and good old trade talk, and it uh like it's just like standing there, not moving. And when you call out, there's like a beat where it doesn't move at all. Then its eyes blink. Like it has like nictitating membranes, and those like slide shut and then open again. It's like it blinked without actually closing its eyes. And then it sort of
Right.
cocks its head and turns it to you, and then it starts to just walk towards you. It hasn't said anything. And then at this point, you'll see a few sort of like you're not sure what they were doing. They're there now, kind of at your cardinals. A handful of little dragon newts. Yeah,
Crested.
crested ones. Yeah, they're about like they're actually smaller than you. They've got little tails, a little crest. One of them looks at you, and you think it smiles. You're not sure about that, but it doesn't have sharp teeth. So, like,
Do
it
they have
opens its
weapons?
mouth at least. So,
Do they have weapons out?
no, no one's carrying any weapons.
I keep mine down for now, in hand, but down.
Okay.
And see where things go.
Right. So the bigger one approaches you. It's bigger than you, but it's not like bigger than the average human. Hopeful at all. Like you're both pretty small. Like you're both fairly dainty, as far as like overall size goes. So this one's a little bigger than you, more like just normal person sized.
I'm a dainty,
You're both
inoffensive looking person.
you're both size 10. That's fairly small. It's noticeably smaller than average.
Yep.
So it slowly approaches you, and as it gets closer, it holds both of its like clawed hands out, like with the palms turned up.
Mhm.
And then once it gets pretty close, it points at some of the food that you're eating and just like points at it.
I stay where I am, but I tell Soinnarios, you can speak up too, but otherwise I'm going to take control here. It seems like an encounter that's possibly conflict, and she usually moves into. I'm taking the lead in those cases, but don't let me overdo that if you don't want me to as a player. I assume Elendor is also on guard, so I just say to Orstar, because this is his adventure, bring some food over to it.
Okay, so he's like standing there, and when you say that, he like looks at you, and then he's sort of like his eyes are like googly eyes, and he just like nods at you like uh-huh. Like, and then he slowly reaches for the food, like, and picks up like a little like a whatever container you're using for it, and like hands it to the dragon newt. Like, and as he reaches to hand it to him, the dragon newt, like, his hands are still upturned, you know. And then as he goes to put it basically in the dragon newt's hands, the dragon newt like pulls his hand away, his left hand away, and
Okay.
like raises one finger and shakes it, and then he like reaches. He's got like it's not really a belt, but he's got like little bits of like leather like strapped to him. They're not. It's not clothing. Like they're basically naked. But he's got like little strappy things like laced around him.
Classic lizard folk strap things that they connect
Yeah.
things to.
Yeah, and some of them have pouches. So he opens up a pouch and he withdraws like 3 things from it, and then he holds them out, and he points one finger at them. And so Orstar, like, you're no longer in this decision making process. Like, but Orstar like looks puzzled for a moment, and then he takes one of the things,
Okay.
Like, and then the dragon newt takes the food, and then just like turns to walk away, and like after he takes 5 steps, he stops. The little newt, like dragon newts, come up to him, and then he gives them each like a portion of the food. And if there's any meat in it, he keeps that for himself, but everything else he gives to them. And if there's no meat in it, then he gives them everything.
It had little bits of meat in it.
Okay, cool. So he picks out like each individual little bit of meat and keeps it for himself, but they get the rest. And then once that's done, they leave. Like they don't look back at you or anything, or try to like they're no longer concerned with you. It seems like they're just gone. Like mentally, they're out of this. Like before they actually physically walk away.
That was cool.
Glad you rolled a 4 on my random reaction table, because that's trade. It's not hate and attack. It's trade.
Yeah. What did Orstar get out of it?
It looks like he's kind of looking at it befuddled, and he's holding it in his hand. So when you go over to look at it, it looks like someone took like blades of dried grass and wove like a little poppet out of it, like a little tiny doll that looks kind of like a person, but it has a tail. And he has no idea what it is, or if it's valuable or anything.
We're done. Let's go back.
We're done. Let's go home.
It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So yeah, he's completely befuddled by this. He doesn't know what it is, or if it just looks like a little grass doll. Like it may just be a little grass doll.
Unless he's attached to it, I'm going to suggest that we give it to Mardina, because she would be the most interested in this.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, she'd be willing to poke at it a little bit, but she's not really sure about it either. On like she casts detect magic on it, and it's not magical as far as she can tell.
Might be something we can show as a friend, a dragon newt friend.
Maybe.
To him, or it might
maybe
be something we give. Oh,
yeah, it could be really cool. It could just be a doll. It's hard to say with these guys. All right, so once that wraps up, and you get kind of like skittishly moving again, like let's go ahead and go, guys. Orstar suggest. You can reach the skull ruins by like late afternoon. So the sun is like, there are long shadows. The sun is definitely still out. And so I will apologize. I could not find a decent map of this, and I'm not up to it as far as like drawing like a hill and modeling it properly. But I did look around. But so when you approach it from the side you're coming from, you've kind of looped around a little bit to kind of approach it head on, so to speak. And it's the front of the hill is really, it's long, and it has like a fairly shallow grade, right? So it gets taller as it goes, but it's very like a gentle slope. And then once you reach the summit, the back of it and the sides are much steeper. They don't have nearly as much of a slope. Like they're much, or nearly as much of like a gentle grade to them. They're much more sharp, and it's kind of racked as it sits. So like the hill kind of the highest point isn't balanced between the two sides. So it looks like if it was a skull, it would be sitting kind of canted. And it's definitely been like, even looking at it's big. I mean, it's a huge, like it's much larger than the mound in your town. Like it's a huge hill. There is on the right side of it, or the left side of its face, you can kind of see like a large cave opening that has like stalagmites and stalactites at the front. At least you think that's what they are.
I would be in favor of searching it and maybe setting up a campsite in it if it's empty and safe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
In the mall?
Yes, that's the maw. So the spiky things are probably teeth, or were at one point, you think. Though it looks like the front of its snout would have been buried in the ground. So it's slightly truncated. But yeah, so it's definitely got an open area on that side. So okay, so you're the 5 of you approached that. Who is in the lead?
Oh, I'm sure I am. Unless Soinnarios wants to be, or I guess I could be cover since I've got the. Assume we're down on foot for this.
Yeah, horses and caves aren't necessarily a great
If you guys
match.
want me to, I can be in the lead. If you'd prefer, we do have 2 melee warriors, an Elendor and Soinnarios, and I can be behind cover with a bow.
I think I'll take the lead.
I do have a spear and shield, which I'm competent with too.
Or we'll flank you, Soinnarios,
Okay.
since they're more of a heavy skirmisher, and then Kathea will be on the other side of you and further back.
And
Not
I
a lot
will
further
keep-
back, but
the
a
other
little.
2 will sit outside with horses, or they can come in just a little ways behind us.
Yeah, they hang back a little ways, but Orstar wants to go. Like, he doesn't want to be the horse tender.
That's fine,
Regina's
but
less concerned with that, but she also doesn't want to be left alone. So
no, they can come with us just farther behind. But I think we have 5 horses, so they need to.
yeah,
watch
you can
them.
hobble them or tie them off.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, you've got options there. So you approach this maw, and it does, like, the closer you get to it, the more you think, like, yeah, it does kind of look like a mouth. Yeah, those do kind of look like fangs. Everything's made of stone. So when you slip through this opening, and it's not tight, like, there's room for you to walk, like, between the rocky protrusions and stuff, and it's large. So you're able to easily get in. It does get much darker shadow, like, very quickly, and then not, maybe 20 or 30 feet past the teeth, it does get pretty, like, pitch black, just because there's not a lot of light filtering in. So once you, Soinnarios, you pass through the teeth. Elendor trails you, and you guys keep pressing in.
I cast a light
Kathea-
spell.
Yeah, so you cast your light spell. What do you cast it? Just on yourself, basically. Like,
Yeah. Does it just shine out in all directions?
yeah, it's like a little torch.
Yeah. I'll just put it on my helm.
So yeah, so you cast light, and there's a. Can you describe the light, like the character of the light, for me at least?
I mean, just I don't know what you mean by character.
Like, is it like warm, like firelight? Is it like silvery light? Is it
I like silvery
cold
light.
blue? I mean, you got some options. Cool.
Nah, probably silvery light.
Okay, so you pick a point on a physical thing, and then it lights everything in a 10-meter radius, well enough to read by, but not as full as daylight.
I'm putting it on my helm.
Awesome. Okay, so you have a bubble of light surrounding you, like a little over 10 yards.
Either
from
that,
you.
or I could put on Soinnarios since she's in the middle.
You do that too?
I'll do that if she doesn't have an objection.
I won't resist it.
Yep.
Why would
That's
I?
good.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should resist my light spell.
Greedy. Y'all are terrible. So yeah, so you cast light on Soinnarios' helm, just to kind of light the area up, and so it fills with, like, a nice silvery starlight that you can read by. It's bright enough to read by, I should say, but it's not full. And as you do that, so again, once you start to get close to the teeth, Kathea, Soinnarios, you pushed in a little ways.
Yeah.
With the Lenore between you. As your light kind of starts, the light that is on your helm starts to touch, like, the deeper darkness, you hear a slow, like, very deep, like, you can feel it rumble from one part, like, kind of ahead of you, and then you can hear another voice join it. And it's like this low, like, I don't know if you've ever heard a crocodile rumble, but it sounds kind of like that almost subsonic noise. And then you feel like you can almost hear something, but it's too high at the same time. Like, you can just barely feel it, like, but it's not quite noise. It's very disconcerting.
You add a direction on it, kind of ahead.
Ahead of you, yeah, like deeper in the darkness, beyond your light, though.
I'll actually shout out a greeting because it's not like they don't know we're here. I guess this is not intelligent, but something to let them know that we, come in peace, looking for shelter.
Okay,
straight
so-
talk again.
Right, so you shout out in trade talk something like, you're just peaceful intentions or whatever, like, and that rumble that you can, like you can feel it as much as hear it. It shuts off. You hear some more, like, you can feel something in the air. Go and make listen checks for me, actually.
All right. Listen,
This would be helpful, and you can both make them.
I made it exactly with what I needed.
100?
Oh, really? That's a fumble. Okay, so who made theirs?
I made mine.
You made yours, and then Lindor made theirs. So okay, so Kathea, you can feel these like flittering noises that you can't really hear. Like it's like when someone rubs a piece of glass, like the rim of a cup, and it gets so high that you can't really hear it anymore, but you can still tell it's there. Like that's the feeling that you're getting. And you do kind of get a sense of like there are things past the darkness and you can kind of hear them move around a little bit. The rumbling turns off. Soinnarios, you
Yep.
fumbled your listen check. So
Correct.
I'm trying to think of something to do with that because fumbles should usually be punished.
Maybe
Not
in
that I'm
this
vindictive
case.
or anything, but
Yes, you are.
yeah. You basically get confused about what's like you're hearing several different noise sources and you lose like you're focusing in on them and you can't like you're trying to count. I think what's happening like are there two? Are there five? And you can't like make the numbers make sense. So you get kind of just like confused about what's going on. So you're gonna miss a couple rounds of whatever happens next as you're basically
Couple
once
rounds.
not necessarily combat, but as a time marker, you'll kind of have to sit out a little bit just because you're um trying to figure something out, and then once the answer becomes apparent, you'll be confused by it. Like it's not the train of thought you were having. You're like, there's a bunch, and then it's like maybe not, or maybe there's a bunch of them, and you thought there's only two. But whatever happens, it's confusing. So,
Fair
but
enough.
you do still get to check it. You will learn something via this.
If you
Hopefully,
survive.
hopefully, yeah. So there's like a moment where the rumble shut off. You feel more of these little chirpings, and then you hear a voice, very rough, very deep, call out from the darkness, and it says, it says in Trade Talk, you should offer me food so I know you're not food.
This does have a character. In character, do I? What do I have to roll to determine if I understand what this
Local
is?
lore.
Homeland.
Yeah, Homeland lore, sorry.
Hey. Nope.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is, but I was still, since we just offered food to
Right.
back behind, or errand boy, Orstar.
Give me some food.
Hey, Orstar.
Uh-huh.
Do we have something food wise? Grab something food wise we can offer him to trade.
He like reaches into his pack and he's got like a chunk of like hard cheese that he hands to you.
Excellent. Hey, can we roll this time? Then I hold it up and say, "Here, food."
You
Let
hear
us
like
talk.
a low, like it's like a harsh noise. It takes you a moment to realize it's like a chuckle, and then from out of the darkness, and it is sort of horrifying how close to the light this thing gets before you can actually make it out. This huge figure, like a head and shoulders taller than you, like comes out of the darkness, and it is a troll. So an
I'm
Uz.
assuming. Do we know enough to know it's a dark troll?
Yeah, you've probably met them once or twice before,
Right.
just because you have a link to Crabtown. So
Yep.
you've probably seen a troll before, but never like
This close.
out and about, right? Yeah, and probably not this close, but like maybe once or twice you've been in Fieldstone while a caravan came through. You know, like so you would have seen them from a distance. Your parents probably would not have let you get too close. So these
Man,
things
here
are tall, bigger than humans, right? They've got grayish skin. They've got like a long kind of snout, small eyes, small tusks. They're not wearing any armor, right? And this one has a like a mace on his belt, and the metal that it's made of is black, blackish, like a black gray color. Not iron, but but definitely not bronze. And
lead.
yeah, lead. He kind of walks into your light, and you can see his eyes like narrow quite a bit, like he squints a lot once he gets into the light. And as he walks forward, he takes your cheese like out of your hand, and then he eats it, and then he hands you. It looks like a big slice of mushroom, like uncooked mushroom. You said you take it.
Yeah, I take it.
Cool. All right. So he goes, good. Now you know I'm not food, and he laughs again, like it's funny to him at least. And then he says,
What language are we speaking?
trade talk.
Okay.
Yeah, trade talk is a language that almost everybody knows. It's the language of trade. So like anybody who interfaces with multiple cultures will learn it, and a lot of people just kind of pick it up anyways because it's useful. So all of you have some trade talk.
I will introduce myself actually, Kathea, and I'll give him my clan name. I'll ask him his name.
He says, he kind of rumbles and he says, I am called Aragza. I'm a trader.
Traitor or trader?
Trader with a D.
What do you trade?
Oh, again, he kind of laughs. He seems good-natured. He says, I live in Crabtown when I'm not traveling. I trade what falls out of the sky. I trade what comes out of the lake. And also things we take from bugs.
She is very interested in this. She doesn't know a lot about him, but she's very interested.
She's like,
I'm guessing there's people
I
behind
love
me
you.
very... What's that?
You're like, you're awful. I love you.
They're not awful. They're just different people.
True.
I'm not a xenophobe.
Fair cop. Yeah. So he, as he's talking to you, you see two more dark trolls kind of approach the edge of the circle of light that Soinnarios' home is giving off, and they are, they look like they pulled their helmets on, and they've got shields that they're holding loosely, but they don't have their weapons like in hand. So he kind of says that, and then he says, I'm afraid you caught us by surprise. We were sleeping.
Sorry, we were looking for a place to sleep at night.
Well, we'll be leaving once the sun sets, so I suppose you can have this place.
That sounds fair. I'm gonna actually see if are they aware of any dragon bones in the area, either in the cave or outside the cave.
He kind of like he's thinking a little bit. He's kind of like sucking on one of his teeth. You think, just from the noises he's making, and then he says, "There probably is. Some of the caves should still have some deeper in. The stone, he kind of says this dragon was an earth dragon. There we go, got it. Okay, so he says this dragon was the stone dragon. His name was Drothda. So his body is turning to stone. The longer he lays here, the more stone he becomes. But there should still be some bone available."
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems distracted. Then he kind of like absently says, "Mind the back corner. We've been using it as a latrine."
Thank you. Think to myself, we probably would have noticed before we got there, but thank you. That's where the bone is, isn't it?
No, I don't do that to people.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he just I
would be interested in talking to him more, but I know they're asleep. We're sleeping, so
he's got a couple hours before they were gonna leave, but they were probably gonna. He tells you we were going to rise soon and start to make our preparations. So kind of as the sun starts to set, they would have got up to start moving, and that's not that far away from now. So he's not going to try to go back to sleep. Basically, it's not worth it to go back to sleep for like 45 minutes or whatever. They'll just start getting around. As you move in, Soinnarios, the more you like move around, now that you're able to participate again, after the initial introductions are over, like you keep lighting stuff up because you have a light spell in your helm. So as you like approach, you see like little eyes, and you see like 6 or 7 little bitty guys. Like they're small. They're smaller than you. They're kind of stringy looking, but they have the same grayish. They have their mouths are like a little snouty, but they're not as like full on as like an actual troll. And they seem pretty small. They're not wearing a lot. Like they're wearing little loincloths, and they're just like they're not armed. You think like they're not carrying like spears or clubs, and they seem pretty pathetic.
So far, it seems like we're finding large creatures with large numbers of small creatures around them.
It happens. We are kind of on the elder races like tour, like so.
That's okay. That's kind of good for us. That means we've met all these and we go home and brag about it.
Right, right. Like, so yeah, they're just gonna kind of get around a little early and let you poke around a bit if you want. Near the back of this cavern, so further into the main area, the actual like mouth area, there is like a huge beetle. I mean, like bigger than a wagon-sized beetle that's kind of like sat down on the ground there, and it's got a bunch of packages, like bags and things, like tied to it, like on its back.
If something for me, but I probably don't have any money, or he probably has anything interesting.
Yeah, maybe not. He's not gonna unpack things. Um, they kind of get up early and start to eat breakfast, which for them is like some like some animal pieces, haunches and things that have seen better days to your eyes. Um, and some of the you think he probably gave you the mushroom because it was the most palatable thing he could give a human out of his pack.
We'll mix it in with dinner, but we'll
Yeah,
cook it.
but everything gets worse after that. Like the stuff they're eating is kind of gross. And they do not like light a fire to cook or anything.
Yep, they don't cook.
No.
We'll check the mushroom before we eat it, just to be sure.
Yeah, it should be safe. Just as an out of character note, it should be safe, but it's fine to be cautious about these things. So they kind of get packing up and going, and sort of are checking cargo. The two trolls that are with him are watching your group the whole time that you're in there, but they're not aggressive or anything. They also don't talk to you. The little trolls, like the trollkin guys, are kind of running around and they're like pulling knots tight and picking things up and double checking stuff, and then they're strapping on like packs to carry as well. As they kind of get around. So this takes a while, and you have some time to poke around the maw, if you want to. Like they don't mind. Like they're kind of just keeping an eye on you, but they're not too worried about it. So if you want to explore this area, it is make like search rolls, I suppose, would be the most.
We'll need to set up and get torches and all. I think my spell's only about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long, so like it'll go out eventually, and you'll have to get some lighting for yourselves. Yeah, just some trolls living their trolly lives.
Try to not disturb them too much.
Going?
Yeah, absolutely. You can cast Ignite to light a torch.
We'll search.
Cool. So this is like a big, wide area, and it's fairly deep, but it is a mouth, right? So like it is one large chamber. You poke around for a while. You can see here and there other signs of other campsites over time. So like old fires that have been put out, discarded bits and pieces of stuff, like a midden, sort of, trash that's been left over time. So this is like the popular cave, right? And there's unlikely to be anything in here. And after some searching, go ahead and make search rolls just to see if you find anything interesting.
We don't find anything.
Did you make any search rolls already? Did I miss this step?
I rolled one, but I'm assuming a 75 against a 30 does nothing.
It's definitely a failure.
I failed. I rolled a 46 against my 30. Unless one of our NPCs succeeded.
I am rolling for them. Yeah, so Mardina finds like a bronze dagger that looks pretty nice. It's hard to say why it got discarded here because it seems to be in working order. But she pockets that, so
that's fine.
She'll share it. I mean, if anybody wants it, she's not the stabbing type, but she'll hold on to it for now at least. So otherwise, yeah. So you come around for a while. Eventually the trolls leave. Like they Eric Zaw like gives you a wave and says, "We'll be off then," and they head out as soon as it starts to actually get dark.
I'm actually curious. Do we ever? I'll ask them at some point if I get a chance. Where they're heading?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they are. Just look at my map here. They're at the Skull Ruins. They would have come down from Crabtown to Heron Green, which is kind of a trade town, and then they would have set off. They're probably heading. Yeah, he'll tell you that they're planning on ending up at Carofen to trade with the rebels there.
Okay. Excellent.
just because they always need all of everything. So there's a little like rump state of you would know this as ex Tarshites. There's like a little rump state of like free Tarshites that live in the shadow of Carofen at Wintertop, and they haven't been conquered by anybody, but no one seems to care about them either because there's not
Well,
very many of them, and they're like desperately poor. There's nothing good there. It's a like snow-capped mountaintop next to the biggest mountain in the world.
isn't that where the big Marangor temple
Yes,
is?
the Earthshaker Temple is there, and that probably helps keep them independent because nobody really wants to go try to conquer that. But yeah, so there is a big Earthshaker Temple there, and then there's like this little rump state of free Tarshites who kind of go cattle raiding and stuff, poaching and things, but they're not like a serious force anymore. But yeah, he's headed that way because they're
Right.
always desperate for supplies, and so it's easy to make a lot of money.
Oh, that's great. I was just curious. We ran into him again. We made friends.
Yeah, make a friend wherever you go.
So far, I have.
Cool. So it's like fully dark outside when they leave, and you've done a pretty good circuit of this cavern. There are some little passages at the back of the mouth that you can kind of walk down a ways, but they get closed off before too far, where you really can't squeeze or squish through them at all.
If we've searched it pretty thoroughly, I think what we do is, since we traveled all day, settle
Mhm.
down, set up a camp here to one side where it's safe. And,
Absolutely.
and then the next day we'll search one of the other, or all the other. How many we get through the caverns?
Absolutely makes sense. Okay, so next day you'll make like you'll set up, you'll eat, set watches.
Cook our mushrooms.
You can eat your mushroom,
Exactly.
cook it up. It's delicious. It tastes like mushroom. So
Hey, mushrooms are great.
yeah, very mild mushroom flavor. So, but it's there. Next, okay, so do you do night watches? I assume you do.
What was that?
Do you guys do night watches? Like you set up,
Yes.
like
Yes.
yeah, like I assume you do. I assume you're being careful. Like I'm not trying to gotcha. I'm just kind of trying to think about it. So would you
We
all
also
five
have
do that?
we also have horses, so
Right. Yeah. For sure.
I think our goal would be to leave one of the three warriors up at each time, and then
Right.
that the two non-warrior types have a time.
Cool.
We might
So
let our scholar really sleep well and make sure she gets a great night's sleep, because she's probably the most
fragile.
no, in a way, the most important of us brain-wise the next day.
Fair cop. That
Be
makes sense.
focused.
Okay. So she'll sleep through, and she's grateful for that. And then if both of you will make a listen check.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, when you say make,
You need to roll it, but it'd be good if you succeeded, right? Like
I did not. I rolled a
Okay.
69.
09.
09 out of
Yes. Out of a total of 37?
Okay, cool. So not quite,
Yeah.
but close. All right. So yeah, you're up late. Like I think what watch would you have taken?
I'll take a middle one.
The middle. Okay, so you're up at like the middle of the night.
I'll
The
take the first.
moon is basically full, I believe.
Wild day now.
It's fire day.
Oh yeah, we just finished fire day.
Yeah, so let me look here. Fire day and Dragon Pass is empty half actually. So it's half moon out. It's half black, half red. So there's a little light. Everything is cast slightly pinkish tinted on the brightest surfaces. Soinnarios, you hear something, but you have like no idea what it is. Like you hear like a distant noise. It doesn't approach you, and you don't recognize it, but you definitely hear something. And it does seem like it gets like faintly louder, and then terminates somewhere near the hill. But you don't know what it would be. Like it's a sound that you don't recognize.
Well,
Okay,
I'll
so
just kind of focus in that area for a bit and then
right,
go back to watching around.
Yeah, and nothing happens all night. Like you don't get attacked or anything. You don't have any problems. But yeah, you heard something. So like the next morning, like I heard something, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'll bring it up and then head over in that way to see what I see, if anything.
Okay, cool. So, in a general sense, like it terminated near the hill, and if you had to guess, you would put it up like near the peak. So you would guess something like one of the eyes, maybe, was where the sound went to, but you don't know
Okay.
which one or anything.
Why don't we go up to the left eye and check it out?
You're gonna pass the lug on the way, basically. Like either from like it'll either be like uphill from you, or you'll go like you know what I mean.
Yep.
Because it's like the nostril, so
Yep.
it's between the mouth and the eye. So if you want to check it out on your way there, you can, or you can move on.
Let's go ahead and check it out.
Cool. So as you like approach and you're watching out for the left eye, you poke your head into the lug, and the lug is like it's still a big cave, but it's smaller. Like the opening is much smaller than the maw, and it's fairly deep, like 20 or so feet deep, and then it just like it looks blocked after that. So you can't go any further into like up into the sinuses, I guess.
Can we search it?
Yes, you can absolutely search it. Go ahead and roll search roll.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do it. I rolled a 97, which is not a fumble for me. But it is
91.
That's better than me.
Okay, those are both fails. So what you mostly find are like potsherds, right? So like broken pots and trash and stuff, like just some detritus. Orstar's kind of combing the walls, and he finds like a piece of quartz, right? Like it's not valuable, but it's pretty. So he pulls that out and puts it in his pocket.
Excellent. Good.
Yep. So far nothing. Then as you'll keep going uphill. And like I said, this is a big hill, so it takes you a while to climb it, but it's not like it's pretty rocky. There's grass clumps here and there growing on it, little shrubby bushes and things, but there is a lot of like exposed stone and dirt as well. So it does make for kind of slow going in places. Okay, as you get closer to the left eye, make spot checks. I believe it's spot.
Yeah.
Scan checks. There are a million different systems, and they all have a different word for do you see something out there? And I almost always get it wrong.
I got one higher than last time, so I got 98 now.
61.
I'm just not having a great day.
Okay, but you do get to check those.
I've gotten all my perception ones except for track. Maybe I should track.
Scattering things out. So as you approach it, Soinnarios, how did you do?
61.
61. Okay, so that's a failure, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Luckily for you, Alindor is paying attention today. And they, like, as you get closer to the entrance, it's still like 40 or 50 yards away. They like put a hand up, like an arm, like to like stop everybody, and says, "Hold on, I see movement." So they alert you that there's something going on there. They can see something moving around. They're not sure what it is.
Just put my eyes so I can obviously see clear.
There you go. So you like squint at the cave.
Look, I'm also gonna see. Is there any cover I can use to move?
Yes, you can. You can definitely attempt to move quietly. There isn't a lot of like grass and stuff, but there's a lot of like rocky protrusions and things that you can kind of crouch down and slink forward, sort of, and try to move from cover to cover and stuff. That's definitely an option.
I'm probably as good to move quietly as anybody, which is not.
You really are.
So I am going to move up as quietly and hidden as I can, see if I get a little better vantage point without getting way up there.
Unfortunately, you're all such kind, honest people that you don't have like darkness runes or illusion runes to like augment with.
Try to tap into my earth rune and use the earth to blend into. I'm just gonna roll against my skill. Ooh, I rolled exactly a 30, which is my skill.
Dang, nice! Look at that, just succeeding, but just barely.
Oh, I rolled 2 right on tonight.
Nice.
Which kind of makes up for my multiple 90s.
Very nice. Okay, so you
I'll get up to some rough ground, cover ground, and see if I can get a better view.
So you're sneaking forward. You're moving closer. You're like being very careful. The other people who are watching you like lose sight of you now and again, and you kind of pop back into the view because you're not hiding from them. You're hiding from the cave. But you're doing a good job, and you get pretty close, so you can kind of poke your head up and peer into the cave. And when you do, you see a couple of things. So you see a deep, sort of a spherical cavern that is pretty smooth on the inside, all things considered. And there is an entryway at the back of it, like real deep in, that you can just barely see because of the shadows. That would go further into the hill. But more interestingly and closer to you, there's like a rough mat or nest of like big tree branches and things like that. And on top of it is one very full grown wyvern. And it's looking around sort of, it looks relaxed, but it looks attentive as well. So like it's sitting in its nest. It's got its wings folded. It's kind of resting on its side, but its head is lifted up, and it's sort of casually like looking around. Like it's not, you don't think it looks alerted. It just looks alert. And it's a lovely greenish yellow, nice looking animal. It's got a sort of serpentine head.
Want to ride it?
You want to ride it? Like many things are possible. I don't know if you can have it and a unicorn, but
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of a serpentine, almost adder-like head with large teeth.
This seems
It's
like
got,
the kind of thing we should probably leave alone because I don't think we're really up to taking on a wyvern at this point.
yeah, it has, long muscular neck, big wings, 2 back legs, and like a tail that's longer, almost twice as long as its body and neck. That's tipped in a very deadly stinger. Like it's got a barb on the end of it.
I think it's okay leaving that alone for now if we can.
Yeah, you do not have to go poke at it. It's absolutely fine, but it is up here. And once you Soinnarios, once you know what's in there, it occurs to you that sound you heard was probably wing beats. You've just never heard something that big fly before.
Yeah, we should
I am going to back away from my position.
bravely shift ourselves. Maybe over to the glare.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely sort of sneak a retreat away from this side and kind of loop around, and then a little down towards the other eye if you want. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so this one looks a lot like the other one, the other cave, and that it's kind of a spherical sort of shape, and then it has like a little passage in the back. Once it looks empty to you. There's nothing like in it that you can see. Once you get closer to it and actually like get into it, you can see there's a little near the back. There's a standing stone that has a dragon newt rune marked on it. Yeah, so that's all that's like plainly visible in here. If you guys want to search it as well, you definitely can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make some searching. Let me know if you succeed at anything here.
Success.
Nice. This has not been. I failed.
Okay. All right. So. All right. Orstar finds a bag in a corner that has 3 wheels in it. So he finds like a little coin purse that got left here at some point that has money in it. And Soinnarios, you find you're searching for bone in the walls, basically. Like you're all like running your hands across the walls, like trying to find something in the stone or in the earth that isn't just rock. And you find something. It's not bone, but it's like a little crystal, not just plain quartz, but it feels almost wet, right? But it's not. Like it's just when you touch it, you have like the sensation of wetness, but it doesn't like actually dampen anything. And it's like a little rough rock of like glimmering something.
Maybe later see if Mardina is this magical or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Just for now, note down that you've got like a little
A wet
rock
crystal.
of something. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's this one. And again, like if you had like mining tools and stuff, you can maybe dig right? Like, and there's always people around, but you're just kind of like poking at it right now. So the last one left is the snorter.
So in the glare, is there a way
Yes.
to go in the back?
Yeah, you can. You'd have to. The only thing stopping you is crossing the Dragonite Shrine,
No.
um,
Yeah.
which is
Mm.
doable, right? Like, it's not physically in the way. It's just that you all like grew up around temples, and you know that sometimes shrines have wards. So it's just a question of whether or not you want to test that. But you can.
I'm good for now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't have to. Like, you can always come back, right? Like, if you get more desperate. Cool. Okay, so you will eventually leave this one having found, you found some things. You just haven't quite found what you're looking for. So you go on to the next one, which is the snorter. Listen checks as you get closer. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've been giving you the empty ones without making you roll. So.
Oh, hey.
I made-
01.
Ooh. I succeeded. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dang, like, everybody succeeded, but only one of you got a crit. So, like, the group was sharp for this one. They could all tell. They're like, it's the last one. It has to have something important, right?
Well, I mean, one of the others had a freaking wyvern in it.
Yeah. So you get to this one, and you're now on the other side of the head, and you're a long ways away from the left eye now. You're on the right side of the head. You're in its nostril, and as you get kind of approaching it, you're approaching it from above. So as you get closer, like, you obviously are going to be able to hear it long before you can actually see into the opening, because you have to circle around to get to the opening. And Kathea, you can hear just on the like edge of your hearing, and then solidifying, like, your ears prick up as you hear it. You hear this like snuffling noise, and then you hear more little snuffles, and you hear little tiny grunts and little squeals. Like, and as you approach this cave, you are dead certain that there are a bunch of boars in it, like wild pigs. You know it. Like,
So we just need to chase them out because they're wild
Yeah.
pigs
it's true.
without
And
getting gored.
right, yeah. So pigs, perhaps a pack of wild boars, perhaps the most dangerous of all the things I've thrown at you so far.
Exactly.
But yeah, well, unfortunately, we are kind of pushing for time. I think we've got
Okay.
a few minutes. I don't think we can resolve this situation,
We can stop here.
but let's stop here and think hard about what you want to do to deal with the pigs. And when we pick it up next time, we will deal with the pigs and hopefully finally make it to the dwarf mine. So,
Okay. Sounds good.
So that'd be cool. All right. Well, thanks for playing, and we will pick this up next time.